How's your heart doing? How you sleep last night? It's your favorite Hood Baba checking in on this amazing Monday. It's November 14th, man. I don't know what you got going on, but if you alive and well, we got a lot to be thankful for. I just want to kick your week off, kick your day off, you know what I'm saying? With how's your heart doing, the check in. Trying to be consistent, man. We being consistent to end the year off. Like consistency has been the name of the game. And yeah, man, we just want to come on in and check in. We streaming live right now from YouTube Live, also on Instagram Live for those of y'all who are listening on the podcast right now, Anchor. Trying to get into my multimedia bag, man. You know, I feel like I've been putting a lot of work in aesthetically on myself. So I feel like it's time for me to be seen, to see and be seen and show up. You know what I mean? So that's what we doing. You found a lighter. Yeah, man. So that's what we doing, man. We showing up. You feel me? Um, Woke up this morning with a lot on my heart, a lot on my spirit. I said, bro, and it crazy because my dog just be tapped in with me. Like I was like, man, my nigga need to wake up. Feel like we got another episode. But as we do, for those of y'all who are new to this space, my name is Afua Kosin. I am a psycho spiritualist, digital storyteller, community healer, builder, social design consultant. All them fancy words to say. I create safe spaces for Black people to live, work, and play. That is my mission, my company's mission, Sophisticate. You're listening to How's Your Heart Doing with Hood Baba. This space started as the Trap Therapist podcast. I was doing it since 2018. And essentially it's been my, my digital diary. I don't even want to call it a podcast because niggas is we're not we're not using this medium very well. But this is a space where I come on and radically give my honest truth, radically show up as myself. You know what I mean? So thank y'all for showing up with me. You feel me? It's so funny, man. We get caught up in analytics and numbers. I was looking at my podcast numbers and I'm like, man, goddamn, ain't as many people listening. I realized, bro, you ain't recorded a podcast in like 6 months, nigga. So you can't even be mad. Like you can't even trip. I think that's part of the frustration sometimes with showing up and having to be consistent, even when you don't get the immediate return. It's like, nigga, I need that return right now. And sometimes it don't always come. So what do you do? Right? This morning, it's been a whole lot of my spirit sizzling around. We've been cranking these conversation parties back up for the past couple of weeks. Safe Space, Huntsville. Shout out to everybody that's been out, stepped out, came and supported. And naturally, it's just getting me back into that mode of conversation. Of like, what are people talking about and what do they want to talk about? And I think naturally for me, it's, what the trending topics for my life is just what I got going on and what I usually am dealing with. And it's normally in the space of relationships. Having to figure out relationship dynamics, whether they be romantic, platonic, professional, personal, like relationships. And last night, I was on, I don't know, the past weekend, I be having to remind myself that I can be 1,000 on this space. Because I be like, damn, do I need to just pour? Do I need to just like spill? Yes. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Like, I be frustrated, y'all, because when you're a healer first and then you go into like corporate spaces or you start doing business, I think people tend to forget that like you still gotta pay bills. And you still got, you know what I'm saying? You still got shit you gotta take care of. That don't stop. So this weekend, well, not even this weekend, but just the past couple of months really has like made me radically aware to the ways in which people see me and engage with me. At the conversation parties, and it's something that maybe I can meditate on, but like at the conversation parties, I've been leading with this question, little icebreaker. And the question is, for most of y'all that know, that have been on my stories or that rock with me up close and personal, y'all know I wear white damn near every day, damn near every other day. You gonna see me in all white at some point during the week for very intentional reasons. So colors, you know, for a lot of us who observe certain, religions, certain lifestyles, certain practices, we understand the influences of colors on our body, right? So, for certain African traditional religions, we understand, for those of us that practice, we know that there are some of us who aren't able to wear certain colors or certain clothes because it's a taboo. It's something that we shouldn't do according to our life path, energy, right? Our Odu, right? We also understand in the tradition that like white is, it's actually a good color, right? I think for Black folks, we associate white with whiteness. And we understand in African traditional religion, or just an African indigenous practice, white really signifies purity, and not purity in like a European sense, but purity in a character sense. In a, are you actually giving that love the Creator gave to you back into the world, right? So purity, white reminds you to be patient, reminds you to be still, right? Obatala, we talk about the Lord of the White Cloth, like it reminds you to chill, right? So usually when we go outside and we see people, again, we talking about we get our first glance, like we just seeing what we see with our natural eyes. So we seeing what they got on, we seeing what they wear. So I asked the folks, I said, when you step outside the house or when you see people, right? I said, I want you to think energy for a minute, right? When we think about, for those of us in spirituality, chakras and the energy, you think about aura and colors, right? And how certain colors represent certain states of being and certain auras, right? So I said, for you, when you step outside the house and people see you, what color do you feel like they associate with your energy? What color do you think they see when they see you, right? Because that's some shit to really sit with sometimes. Like less about who they see and what they see, but what color, what color you think they associate with you, right? And inversely, what color do you associate with you? When you in your safe space, when you at home, when you sitting down, what color do you associate with you? And it's a question that like kind of get people wheels turning, kind of get folks like thinking about like, okay, what's my energy and like what do I actually like connect with? What colors do I represent to power? What colors do I represent to safety? What colors do I represent with peace, with flow? All right. What color do I represent with strength? And those conversations, that question, I think, like to me, just represents us putting ourselves in a space to where we start to see shit a little differently, or we start to maybe see with our other eyes, or start to feel out certain situations, right? So in those conversations, man, it always gets to the perceptions or the conditioning around how we perceive the masculine and the feminine, right? Because I think about colors, you think about masculine colors like dark colors, blue, dark blues and dark greens and blacks and grays, and what I'm saying. You think about feminine, you associate it with like bright colors, light colors, pink and yellow, and orange and things like that. So I think it start to roll and kind of get the conversation going even further to, okay, how are we like internalizing the masculine and the feminine, and from an energetic standpoint, right? Like how are we internalizing ourselves, and how are we engaging with energy externally, and how are we engaging with our energy internally, right? So what is my conditioning to the masculine? How do I see masculinity, right? What is my conditioning to the feminine? How do I see femininity? Am I in a relationship to it? Because I know I'm in a masculine ass body, and like I spoke to the crowd at the at Safe Space. I said, bro, I'm a feminine man, right? I can own that. I can say that loud and proud. I'm feminine. Because I know what I do every single day is nurturing, is loving, is caring. You know, it's moving and grooving, it's working with rhythms, it's feeling. I can say that. Now, detached from whiteness, I can say that. Because I don't ascribe to the labels that we ascribe to femininity. Like, I see women father every single day. Right. When I say I see women father, I'm talking about the verb, not the noun. Like, fathering is a verb, mothering is a verb. They're not nouns. In the English context, in this language, yeah, you're a mother or you're a father versus you mother or you father, which is different. So when you think about it from an energetic standpoint, you realize like, oh, okay, there may be characteristics that my conditioning is actually blocking me from embracing in myself that could actually teach me more about myself than this cricket room can. You couldn't have told me 15 years ago that had I aligned or had I slowed down enough to honor the feminine, because the cricket room was forcing me to dishonor and disrespect the feminine, which was disrespecting my own feminine energy that was really my life force, right? When I slowed down, you couldn't have told me 15 years ago I'd be doing this shit. You couldn't have told me I'd be a healer. Like, you couldn't have told me that. And here we are, right? So I think breaking down and talking, having these conversations about, you know what I'm saying, these dynamics are important. Because you're able to have the uncomfortable conversations. You're able to talk about the hard shit. And that's I had came on, last night on my stories, and it was, just some things that's happened over the past couple of weeks that's like, again, radically opened my eyes to what energy is coming from what sources and how to actually like protect myself and keep myself safe, right? So, popular culture of late has been real, it's a lot, it's been something to attack, fragile masculinity. You know what I'm saying? And I love it because I'll be the first nigga to check nigga, especially about the whole shit. I just straight up say what I call it, whole shit, not actual whole shit. We love the hoes around here. Support all sex workers in the world. But I'm talking about whole shit like, you know, I don't even want to say sassy behavior, because it's just funny. It's funny shit, right? At the same time, like, because I'm a social scientist, I have to like break this shit down. I'll be like, all right. So it's memes, you know what I'm saying, where I done seen a couple of memes where it's like, a man blocking a woman is very sassy. You know what I'm saying? Or mentions of like men protecting their space in some way, shape, or form, and them saying that is in some way, shape, or form not becoming, right? And that shit got me to thinking, man. That shit got me to thinking. Like, at what point did setting boundaries, at what point did, you know, um, protecting your space become unbecoming? Now, again, I had shared last night, I was like, bro, it's some motherfuckers that be on my story again doing what I do. I know in these parts of the world anyway, in the South, I'm somewhat of a unicorn. At least doing the shit that I'm doing, like specifically. There's a lot of niggas healing and doing all that and doing community work. However, the hood and the hood don't go without the healer. The trap don't go without the therapist. The hood don't go without the baba, right? So there's an ethic there that is 24/7 that I created a life around that I think, at this point people have honored. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's some shit that motherfucker learn from, and I can respect that. For individuals who've been following me, who've been supporting me, buying my books, rocking with the podcast, like coming to events, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking with me. Like, it's love. Been doing this shit a decade. It's a lot of love, big love, right? What I can't do though, and what I'm not gonna do, again, some of y'all new here, some of y'all ain't. My spiritual eye, my spiritual man, I don't gotta go somewhere to go find him. Like he right here with me. Like. So when y'all engage with me in ways that aren't straight up or is not necessarily what you say it is, the unfortunate part about my life is, man, that shit gonna show. And it's gonna get exposed real quick. And so one of the things that I had to sit with and be still with and not come on Al Gore's internet and talk crazy about in terms of the feminine is to interrogate, because I work with a lot of women, is to interrogate when that energy is not sincere. And when that energy has no real purpose but to pick apart. And to figure out what sauce they can steal, or to figure out what aspect of femininity that you seem to have sat with and healed and worked through in your own body that they can be in close proximity to, right? True life. I've been traumatized by it. True life, I done been fucked up, right? True life, I done had some motherfucker come over here under the guise of partnership, under the guise of we gonna make money together, under the guise of I want to support you and help you, literally to steal the sauce and to run out with the sauce. Scouts honor. Like, and it's not something that I've ever wanted to be super loud about, because I'm not a hater. I'm not a hating ass nigga. And I understand that that's part of my purpose, to actually like bless folk with my presence. However, what we don't often talk about is how people come and they steal the sauce, and then they go to other communities and isolate you from those communities with the sauce that you done gave them. Going that motherfucker acting like they the motherfucker, like they cooked, like they did, like they the chef, like they put the ingredients in there. And then when you come in there, you looking like the imitator, right? You looking like nah, nigga, who is you? Like, nah, nigga, they stole this from me. I've been sitting down taking care of my family. I've been handling business, nigga. Right? So even when we talk about masculine feminine dynamics, man, like I work with women, so I easily identify when a man who you've been in a relationship with turns into your biggest hater, your biggest enemy. You sleeping with the enemy, right? When a nigga can't see you win, there's no compliments, there's no baby, you doing a good job. It's goddamn, why not me, right? Can we honor the fact that hating is not binary? With all the sex positive like language that we can include, can we start to break conditioning that at some point we can check everybody can get it? And not from a place of putting nobody down, but interrogating the energy that's working through you. If we speaking to the toxic feminine, my nigga, I'm talking to the niggas that for some reason can't seem to shut the fuck up, can't seem to not pillow talk, can't seem to not, you know what I'm saying, like be in another nigga pocket watching. They can't seem to know how to sit the fuck down and take care of their responsibilities. That's toxic femininity too. So when I came on my story last night, and I was like, man, yeah, it's a couple of guys I done had to remove from my space, remove from my stories. I didn't feel no type of way about it. I had some folks come to my DM and was like, man, yeah, I done had a couple niggas like block me because I didn't want to fuck with them. And I'm like, yeah, that's different. Like, that's that proverbial whole shit I was talking about a couple minutes ago. That's that whole shit. No. We're not talking about that. But I think the setting of boundaries to say, hey, I know my page is open, it's public. But it's like every time I post a story, you the first or the second motherfucker popping up. And you don't say shit. You don't like it. You don't engage with it. But you be on that motherfucker faithfully. You watching. I done reached out, tried to sit with you. See, that be my thing, right? Like, nigga like me, I ain't gonna just like talk shit now. I'm gonna reach out to you. I'm gonna say what's happening. Who is you? How you doing today? Like, because that's what I do. I need to feel that energy and see what's up. And when you hit me with the 1-2, like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck with you, and don't, and stay at your distance and observe, right? And I can feel your presence. Yeah, man, we got a conversation to have, man. We ain't got no conversation to have. I already had a conversation in the spirit. You got to go, right? You got to go. And niggas gonna talk about that. We don't talk about that enough. Like, the hater spirit. And not the hater spirit like in the physical, but spiritually, like what does that do to you to allow people to keep people in your space that you know, even if you know they don't mean you harm, if you know they don't mean you no good, what they still doing it? Like, I think that's something. I think at this next level, a lot of us can't even deal with people that we got to question. Like, if you not helping, you hurt, huh? Like, it's really that simple. If you ain't helping for sure, you hurt. That's how radical my life is at this point. That's how real it's been. Like, it's fucked up when you going through seasons where like your insecurities like trigger other people's insecurities. You know what I'm saying? The shit that you got fucked up with them trigger how people actually show up. So if I'm going through a financial hardship and I hit my partners up, but niggas I say my partners, now our friendship might be questioned a little bit. Right? Because like how deep is that? What does showing up in real life actually look like? Right? So we start to talk about the ways in which I've seen more I've learned more masculine, lessons from very strong, powerful women who show up and they do what they say they're gonna do. They people of their word. They solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know how to set boundaries and keep them up. Like, so if I'm blocking somebody out of my space, understand it's because their energy is off. It ain't balanced. It ain't who or what they say they are. And I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for that at all, Jones. I don't feel bad for that at all. Like, there are times and there are seasons where your protection of yourself got to be the priority. Our conditioning says put yourself in harm's way. Your conditioning says it's okay to just keep going and just keep doing, right? But your spiritual man know when it's time for you to sit the fuck down. Your spiritual man know when it's like, nah, it's not safe outside. I done had to be so like in my body to sit with my folks and them for them to really get through to me that I've been protected in this season and not punished. Like, that's the hardest shit to really sit with sometimes, is you're not being punished, you're being protected. Had you gone and did that thing, had you accepted that job, had you went and did this and took this money, or went and made this jug, right? Had this turned into that, what would life look like? To really sit with, you're not being punished, you're being protected. You're being sat still, you're being molded in silence. For all the folks that pop up out of nowhere and then you look at, they had a whole life before the world met them. What was that life consisted of? What did that life consist of? Like, how we actually honoring the journey, how we actually honoring the hardship. So when I say, nah, I can't have no haters on my story, man, understand it's coming from a place of deep pain, deep hurt, from loving the feminine up close and personal and having the motherfucker that you love actually be the one that's stepping on you and fucking you up. Like, so don't call me sassy for protecting my motherfucking energy. Don't call me sassy for protecting my body, baby. Like, because that's exactly what I'm gonna tell you to do when that nigga won't stop calling, when that nigga won't actually honor your boundaries. I ain't gonna tell you crazy. No, I ain't gonna tell you crazy. So can we not do that? Can we not laugh off the masculines? You see what I'm saying? Can we not do that when a lot of us have dealt with the same trauma, regardless of whether it came from the hands of a man or a woman, right? I'm not gonna be the one to get on here and say, but not all men. No, I ain't gonna do it. However, I'm gonna always speak from a place of everybody can get it, nigga. Detached from whiteness, detached from this cricket room. Boy, look, boy, we all the same, but everybody can get it. Everybody can sit with themselves. Everybody can get interrogated, right? You're gonna speak to the facts of the cricket room and what it is. However, individually, you can interrogate your masculine and your feminine and the integration of both. And how when it's not healed, it show up. And a lot of that shit, y'all got haters in y'all motherfucking lineage that's popping up and showing the fuck up and doing damage. And we don't want to do that over here. So that's my biggest thing, man. It's like, yeah, the Iafon Layo, I was on her live yesterday, a Sunday service, and it was she hit it on the head. She's talking about frenemies, like talking about them folks that they been there. They know your ins and outs. Know your mama live. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn know you goddamn probably kept the bodies at. Like, them folk. And how in this season it's all right to release these folk, man, and let them folk go. I think about that sometimes. Like, all of the people that I've held on to that I'm trying to release and trying to let go of. Right. The partners that we were supposed to get rich together, right? You know how many plans and dreams and shit nigga done how many dreams, how many collective dreams have died in the past year, in the past couple months, in the past couple years? How many people did you have to see for real, like up close and personal to be like, damn, like this is not that? For you to understand how important you are versus everybody else's dream, versus everybody else's idea, right? It's hard shit. It's a hard pill to swallow. Some of us been in the background the whole time, and we was actually the front man, you know. Ibaye, R.I.P., you know what I'm saying, Takeoff. I think about, you know, his life and legacy. Most talented out the group. And he was in the back. He was chilling. So many of us are used to playing the background, used to being in the back, used to playing small. Because you've been conditioned, again, by the cricket room for hating ass niggas projecting they shit onto you and making you feel like something wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Ain't shit wrong with you. I need you to know that. Ain't a damn thing wrong with you. My folks just real life haters. Like my reminder this week was to keep it P. You know how many niggas done said something and did something else? That ain't your fault, folks. That ain't your fault. That they was fuck niggas. That's not your fault. That ain't your fault that they said they was gonna come through with the contract and they didn't. It ain't your fault that they said they was gonna adhere to this agreement for you to be a part of this organization and they didn't. It's not your fault. That folk belly too big for their stomach. Their appetite too big for their stomach. Ooh, that'll preach right there. Don't let folk appetite be too big for their stomach with you. They see you and they get hungry. They see you and they want you. They see you and they get excited as fuck. They want everything you got to offer. But then they sit down to the plate and they see just how big this shit is and how much it is. Like, and how they gonna have to really sit with this shit and can't rush through eating. They can't rush through you. You can't rush you. Can't do that. Nigga, you got to sit down. You got to sit still with this. Right? Don't let them folk play with you like that. Don't let them folk appetite be too big for their stomach with you. Stay at a distance so they can really take you in the bits and pieces they can handle. Once I stopped feeling bad about the fact that folks had to take me in bits and pieces, shit, I was able to show the fuck up. Even now, I'm trying to get in relationship with people at different levels, not realizing that interpersonally, these people in leadership can't be this close to me. They can't work with me up under them because I make them uncomfortable. Ain't that a bitch? Why though? Because I'm radically honest. I ain't said nothing, but I love you. How's your heart doing? Right? We ain't talking about nothing but truth. All I do is tell my story about what happened in my 20s, what happened in leadership spaces, what happened in the cricket room, nigga. That's why y'all hired me, to tell the truth. Not once have I bashed anybody I work with. Not once have I publicly. No, I don't do that. We speak on the lesson. Again, that hate shit ain't in my blood. I'll tell some truth though. We can speak some truth. We can tell some truth now. We can tell some truth. Right? So that really some shit to sit with. How conditioned are you to people's offense at your truth? How conditioned are you to people's offense at your reality? My hard ass life. I'm sorry this shit was this hard, but damn, bro, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I'm just trying to be myself and live. What's wrong with that? All right. There has to be some safe space for you and some times and periods in your life where you're not constantly in front of folk. The past 5-6 years allowed for me a safe space and a window to be so still with myself, to really sit with myself and learn the cracks and the crooks and the crevices of my own anatomy, my own emotional body, my own spiritual body, my spiritual man, right? So before I get in front of these folks, before I get in the world, before I take any corporate position, any job, any space where I'm vulnerable, right? Before I get back into the out here, I know who's coming with me. Before I do any of that, I know who's coming with me. I know I ain't going by myself, right? I can confidently say that there's nothing I'm ashamed of on any episodes of anything I recorded. It's my radical, honest truth, right? I done been fired for my radical, honest truth. I done been let go or pushed to leave a job because I was doing too much. Got real stories, right? Radically honest truth. However, I'm using it to heal. And I'm also using it for myself, to heal myself, right? Before I be big again, I had to really sit with, okay, the shit these people felt and what they did to me was because I was that big. It wasn't because that bigness was wrong. It wasn't because I was fucked up. It's because they couldn't handle it. It wasn't because I was wrong. So I had to not displace my emotions in places with people who can't really sit with me, who can't sit with my bigness, right? That's hard. I got a big ego, big pride, big night job, right? This humble shit, this humble shit don't work for me. My definition of humble, yeah, but this humble shit don't work. So honor the stillness, honor the silence, honor that time where you ducked off, where you feel like you ain't having no motion. The motion is you. You don't got to do the most if you are the most. Like, shout out to my partner, man. One of my partners told me that, like, but you don't got to do the most. You literally are the most. You breathing is the most, nigga. And I really sit still some days and look at my life, look at the beautiful shit that I done created out of the mess, and I'm like, damn, I really am the most. And I can really be thankful that, like, if I don't do shit else, I'm dope. If I don't do shit else, I said I'll be a celebrity being myself, nigga. I'm fine. Like, just breathing, I'm fine. Like, I can radically say that honestly. I look at the past 10 years, 15 years of my life, ain't did nothing but love on niggas. That's it. That's all. We ain't gotta do nothing else but get better, right? Take it to another level. Now I want to be the rich nigga so I can go actually build communities and shit. Now we did all the people work. We still gonna do people work, but damn, we need houses and shit now. Like, we need land. We need actual tangible shit now. All right, and I'm gonna talk about it more. I'm a real urban planner, man. It's a whole ethic behind this shit, right? But when I talk about like the need to block your space from hating at niggas, it's so you can get your mind on the shit that's really important to work. I can't talk about urban planning and shit with y'all when I'm over here focused on fuck niggas in my face, smiling, saying one thing, doing another. Like, y'all understand that? You can't do no impactful, important shit. You can't focus on your work. You can't walk your path. Can't stay in your lane, right? Walk into your destiny while you worried about other people. It just ain't gonna work. See what I'm saying? Ain't gonna work. So for everybody listening, man, like protect your space from the frenemies. Protect your space from the hating ass niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? And don't feel bad if that hating ass nigga got a pretty ass face. Don't feel bad if that hating ass nigga got is handsome. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like the devil come in the shit that you like now. Alright. You know, we ain't talking about the white devil. We ain't talking about that version of the devil, but we talking about the devil is in the aspects of you that you need to to conquer, the aspects of you that you need to get a hold of. The devil coming all the shit that you fuck with. So even in this season, in the still seasons, can you be present and still enough to honor the fact that you not getting what you want is actually a blessing too? Like you not getting a job, not getting a promotion. Like I'm telling y'all, these is real conversations you gotta have with yourself in the midst of these things happening. Like not for lack of effort, not for lack of work, but it's like, all right, what is the lesson inside of this? If it didn't go the way that I wanted, maybe what I wanted wasn't for my good. Perhaps. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's always this constant barriers, then maybe this road ain't for me. Right? Our egos sometimes prevent us from getting to that wisdom, but it's like slow down. When you don't got all this hating that energy in your face, you can sit still with seeing why your roads might be blocked up. Why the yeses ain't coming like you wanted them to, like you feel like they should. You feel me? Slow down with it. All right. Shout out to all my people, man, checking in on IG, YouTube live, man. We live over here. Nobody's on studios in Huntsville, Alabama. Yeah, man. We just showing up, being more consistent. We give thanks, man, to all of the I want to give thanks to all of these spiritual healers, all of my teachers, all the folks that show up and pour into me knowingly and unknowingly. Yeah, you got to take certain things seriously for yourself before you can expect the world to. So that's what this is. That's what this season's been, man. And yeah, man, I just don't fuck niggas. And that's non-binary than a bitch. Like that ain't got nothing to do with your gender. Like once I feel that energy, you got to go home. So yeah, man, protect yourself at all costs, dog. Protect yourself at all costs, dog. It's important. Um, it's Monday, man. Hope y'all got something from that. It's gonna be a great motherfucking week. I got another episode. We dropped one last week. I got another one finna drop, and then matter of fact, we got two more we finna drop, and then this, yeah. So this week, I'm probably gonna drop like two episodes, and we're gonna come back with another one. So staying at it, I know what to do. Is having the mind and getting calling my power back to see still enough to do it. So I love y'all, man. If nobody told you today, I love you. 30 minutes. Make sure you get your midday motherfucker in. Midday motherfucker, that is a somatic work. Do something today to sweat. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll talk about the midday motherfucker on another episode, but like 30 minutes to sweat. Right? 30 minutes to let your body cry. Let your body speak to you. All right. Save your life. I gotta balance them vices some type of way. Okay. All right. Gotta balance them motherfuckers. I love y'all, man. It's gonna be a great fucking week. Hopefully when I come back on here, I got some good news for you niggas. At least for me, anyway. But it'll be good news for y'all too. I like being a rich nigga. Y'all have a great week, man. It's gonna be a great motherfucking week. Peace.